What's happening, everybody? This is your boy Jay, and I'm out for a walk. And guess what? You're on Fast Entrepreneur. All right, so I'm doing a little series. If you've noticed this past week, we're talking about various ways that you could potentially make some money. So, I'm just handpicking a few, doing a rundown, giving my 2 cents, if you will. Not and never financial advice. Do your own research. So let's get into it. So this one, we're talking about Amazon FBA. It's like FBA. It's dynamite. It's FBA. Come on, sing it with me. It's out of sight. So what is Amazon FBA? Amazon FBA stands for fulfillment, fulfilled by Amazon. That's right. So in a nutshell, what is it? Well, you either buy product, put it in a box, put some shipping labels on it, send it to Amazon, let Amazon store it on a shelf, and then let Amazon sell it for you, and cha-ching, you make some money. Well, that's the theory. So let's talk about it. Well, I'll tell you this. I actually haven't gotten started, but I do think that of all the things that I've reviewed, this is a very legitimate business. It's something that I think has shown itself to prove the test of time. There are real world, life stories, people making, real income, that livable income, and some even life-changing income. And the process seemingly is that simple. However, the more I look into it, there are, costs associated with running a business like this. Because you're dealing with physical product, you have inventory. You may also have to do listings and, some SEO type marketing to get people to see your listings. And so, and then there might also be just, tools or things that you're using for tracking, etc. However, I do think that if you're looking to build a long-term, business, I think that this certainly, or at least for me, it was on the list. Now, it's been around for a while, okay? So Amazon FBA is not something that's new, which can be good and bad. It's, like I said, it's stood the test of time. But there's also more and more people out there doing it, right? So there's more competition. And so now there are other platforms that are pretty similar. Like I'll just mention, for example, Walmart, or the Walmart Marketplace, I believe it's called, something like that. They are looking to do basically a very similar thing and to compete. And they're pretty fresh, right? I think that, I don't remember when I looked into it, but I don't think this program has been around for all that long. And so there might be less competition. But obviously, when we're dealing with companies like Amazon or companies like Walmart, we are dealing with the largest companies in the world. And with that usually brings, brand recognition. People trust those brands. Can also, bring, more and more tools to support the ecosystem, to support entrepreneurs. It can also bring better customer service. So there are certainly a lot to be said for this. So let me give you the numbers and you can make a decision. And by the way, if you like this video or if you just like my hat and sunglasses, would you please go ahead and just, hit that little like button? And then if you want to be part of the team here, hit subscribe. Would love to have you, give me your feedback and, be part. I love reading all your comments. It's nice. It's nice to stay connected to everybody, and if I can help out in any way, I love doing it. So, here's been my take on it, and I'll just give you the Amazon FBA because I do think that this is something that I was looking at, and I do think it's something that I may do in the future. But why didn't I? Well, probably for two reasons. One was probably capital, upfront capital. I think if you're going to do it right, you're going to have the biggest capital outlay is probably going to be your inventory, and you have to choose the right product, because not every product, I don't think, is going to be all that successful, or even have all that high of a profit margin. So I think that's the biggest thing you want to take into account. You're going to have cost, obviously for shipping it in, cost for storing it at Amazon's warehouse. So the larger the items, or the more heavier the items are, the more cost associated. So, I would probably be looking to stay away from those. I think, there are apps out there that'll help you kind of look at the Amazon search rank. So you want to find, at least in my opinion, products that have, relatively high throughput, meaning they're selling a lot, right? So they want to have a pretty good rank, right? Because you want these things to move. You don't want them sitting on a shelf. Now, in terms of signing up for the plan, that looked relatively cheap. I mean, to get started with Amazon, I think it was like $40 a month or something, just for the bare bones basic, just to, set up on the platform. Or you could go a la carte, item by item. But you know what? Didn't seem like that sounds, like something. I mean, that just seems like if you sell, like 40 items or something, if it's $1 each, by that time you're already maybe better off doing the monthly plan. So, I mean, if you're looking to get into it for small chunk change, maybe that's something to start. But I just think that the other associated costs that go with it probably. So when I sized it up, I think on a bare minimum, I mean, you might be able to get yourself running with a few $100s. More realistic, maybe somewhere between $500 and $1,000 if you choose the right product. But for people that might want to test a few different products, and you realize in business you don't always win the first one, so you might need a little bit of a cushion, maybe just a few $1,000s. I don't think that you necessarily need 5, 10, 20 grand to get going. I have seen services that will actually set these things up for you. They'll set up Amazon stores for you if you pay them. But same with Walmart. But I think, unless you're willing to really do your due diligence, and fork out, $5K, $10K or more, something to consider. So those are the factors that I've looked at. I think, just those two, just deciding, there you go. Here I'm back. Deciding the product, deciding the budget that you can feel comfortable to start with, realizing that it is a business, it'll take a little bit of time, and that there is going to be a little bit of a learning curve, right? Because even it seemed like, I was watching a bunch of reviews and things. I mean, even how to properly, label these shipments into Amazon and, all that. I mean, it sounds like things have to be done the way that, Amazon wants them done. And, so I'm not saying it's necessarily hard, at least from what I've seen, but, I have not gone through the process myself. So if anyone out there has done the process, from start to finish, and you want to, write down, in the comments below, tell us, your thoughts. Maybe you've got some links, to some softwares, etc., that are helpful. My goal is to try and keep it as simple as possible, at least to begin. And that's what this series has kind of been all about, just kind of talking about different opportunities and, just things that possibly, people might want to try. And that's one of them. So, I'll leave it to you if you think that's something that that's for you. But it is what it is. Let's see, what else is there to speak about? Sourcing your items, right? So a lot of times, right, you're going to be selling new items, right? Most of the time, new in a box. You're also potentially have to deal with returns or clawbacks. And that's why I said, I mean, this is a little bit more complex than, some things. I'm not saying it's super complex, but, listen, it might also be helpful to go in with a buddy, or go in with, a partner or somebody, so that you guys can keep moving the ball forward and, kind of share the load, spread the risk around. But sourcing your items, I mean, something as simple as, buying in bulk. It could be from like an Alibaba. It could be from your local Dollar Tree. I mean, I've seen, I think if I were going to start, that was something that I was looking at, was, looking at items that were selling on Amazon that were at my, local Dollar Tree that I knew, I could go pick up, probably hundreds of them if I needed to. Knowing that they were cheap products, lightweight products, and, it looked like that there was a potential for, maybe buy it at $1, sell it at $2 or $3. Better yet, put it in a bundle. Maybe you're selling it at $4 or $5. So, the return could be, then there's the skill of marketing, right? Learning, how to list your items properly, how to take proper pictures, how to write proper, descriptions that are SEO friendly. There are courses out there. There's people that'll, teach you how to do this up to wazoo. But I hope that this video just kind of gives you a broad overview. Again, remember, this isn't brand new and there is competition in the space. Sometimes it's nice to be early, and sometimes it's nice to not be early, right? Because when you're early, that's why, we talk a lot in crypto, but, some of the things in crypto are so early and so experimental, there's a lot of risk, which could breed reward, but there's also a lot of risk, right? There's a lot of risk, and you have to figure things out yourself, sometimes learn the hard way. So sometimes it's nice to have a tried and true, kind of a proven system. And so anyways, that's me out here for a walk and talk. You guys, you tell me if this is a business model or something that you're looking at, interested in doing. Would love to have a little community kind of talking about it. Maybe we can help one another as we go. All right, so as always, just want to say thank you. Feel free to like, subscribe, comment, definitely subscribe. So at the time of this video, we're just shy of 500 subscribers. So by the time you're watching this, we may be over that. And I just want to say thank you to all those folks like yourself. I've gotten a lot of good feedback and a lot of support. I try and keep it fun and fresh and fast, because this channel is Fast Entrepreneur. And I don't know. I ain't got much else to say. So since I'm rambling, go ahead, take a look, write in the comments what y'all think about Amazon FBA. It's dynamite, people. And that's all I got. Peace.